niggas that they steady playing ass, in a year they wouldn't last. Do you keep it tuned in? No. Why? Because the radio is trash, nigga. Because the radio is trash, nigga. Them niggas that they steady playing ass, in a year they wouldn't last. Do you keep it tuned in? No. Why? Because the radio is trash, nigga. Because the radio is trash.
What's good? This your boy Boss. You checking out Because the Radio is Trash podcast for another week. I'm here with my co-host
Leo at LordJesus.com.
Don't forget the .com. And
At LordJesus.com. And we ain't doing this just because it's Jesus King. You can find me at Lord Jesus.
Look at man. So we want to thank y'all for tuning in for another week of Because the Radio is Trash podcast. Y'all can catch us every week on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Pocket Cast,
and a motherfucking
Spotify. Everywhere where audio is being consumed.
A slew.
We are there. You can also catch the video version of this podcast on YouTube.
On where?
On YouTube /Boss Films, if I'm not mistaken. So let's get into the nitty gritty. Today we will be reviewing Kanye West's latest album, Jesus is King. And we'll be giving our thoughts, our opinions, our feelings. At the end of this, you will know how we feel about this project. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first review we did was Summer Walker. We love that project. We think it's a classic. Even though she's doing some silly shit in real life, we're not going to talk about that. But as far as the album goes, perfect album. If you haven't checked it out, go check that bitch out. But today, Jesus is King, Kanye West. Kanye Titter. This is his latest project, and when we first heard about this project was at first called Yandhi. And when we heard about Yandhi, we heard
the same project. Do you think it is?
Somewhat. So Yandhi was supposed to come out a year ago. Ye came out, said Yandhi's dropping, and then when the day came for it to drop, it never came, and then we never heard anything else about it. Fast forward to now, songs of Yandhi leaked. So I guess he went back to the drawing board, and now we have Jesus is King. Now, when we heard Jesus is King was coming out, we was like, okay. And then word got out that Ye was putting out a gospel album, and from here on out, he's not making secular music anymore. If you don't know what secular music is, it's the music that everybody listens to today. I fuck your bitch, I'm sipping syrup, I'm popping pills. All that shit that we love. He doesn't make that music, quote unquote, I'm doing air quotations, anymore. He's going to be, from here on out, straight gospel music. So, when I heard that news, I was like, I had two thoughts. One, I was like, okay. And then the second thought was me kind of like, do I feel like this nigga's really going to go on and just make pure gospel music from here on out? Now, a lot of people they have their thoughts on Kanye. Some people think that Kanye is using God for money to make money. Some people just think Kanye crazy. Some people hasn't got over him aligning himself with Trump. It's a lot of shit, but I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. I'm judging the music based off the music. And what I've seen this week with this project is a lot of bullshit. And this is what I want to make this platform. I want to make this platform an unbiased platform that speaks the truth no matter how we feel about a person.
Because, hey, just to interject right there, you know what I'm saying? my thought process sometimes crosses the first thing you said as far as him using Jesus to make money.
Right.
But that's not what we're here to do today.
So it's like, I want this to be somewhere where y'all can come to and y'all know we giving it to y'all real, no matter what, no matter who it is. Like we told y'all, we didn't review the Wale project because I have a bias towards Wale. I'm gonna be honest about that. A lot of these journalists and these dick suckers that's coming out talking about this Kanye project, they have their own agenda that they're pushing. So let's get into it. Jesus is King by Kanye West. I love this album. Like, first, let me start off by saying this. The album was supposed to drop Friday night. It comes all the way up to midnight. Def Jam put out a link for the merch. Def Jam put out a link for the performance. And then it was a no-show. Where the fucking album at? No album at 12 o'clock. So I'm pissed off. Like, I'm hot. Like, I'm hot.
Make it hot.
So I'm like, where the fuck is this album at? So it didn't drop to the next morning. Like, when I tell you I was so pissed, I was so pissed to the point where I almost was like, fuck this album. Like, I wasn't even gonna listen to it after it even dropped, because Ye has come to the point where he's playing shenanigans and shit. Like, he's saying the album dropping here, and then when it comes time to get there, the album don't drop. And I'm like, you don't do fans like that. You don't do people that actually want to listen to your fucking project. You don't do that. So I was pissed off, but I woke up the next morning. I seen that it dropped. I didn't listen to it right away. I went to work. I talked to bro, and he was telling me how he felt about it, but I was like, don't really tell me how you feel about it yet, because I want to take this in on my own. Because one thing I've noticed and one thing I've seen, not with just this Jesus is King, is motherfuckers have groupthink, and once a couple people think the same way, it's easy to get influenced. Even if you don't think you influenced by what you seeing or what you hearing, you do be getting influenced. So I was able to receive the project.
Because once you don't like it, you gonna be like, it's trash like such and such said.
Right.
Said it was.
Yeah.
And so that means that thought was already embedded in your head.
Exactly. It's not your own thought.
It's possible that it's gonna be trash.
Right. So I love this project, and the reason I love this project is, one, I love the fact that Kanye even made this project. I know sometimes we look at people and be like, why is you doing this? But that's one thing about Kanye. Kanye, when you think about it, Kanye was not even supposed to be here. Niggas wasn't even fucking with Ye, bro. Like, niggas only wanted beats from Ye. Ye was talking about, I rap. Niggas like, so? Like, they wanted beats. They didn't give a fuck about these raps, bro, but he stayed persistent. Everything that motherfuckers told him he couldn't do, he did it. He came out on top, and that's it's inspiring to me, and it gives me hope to keep pushing on with my goals and things that I want to accomplish, because we live in a world where motherfuckers want to sit here and tell you that you can't do shit.
Just because they can't do it.
Yeah, just because they can't do it, or they scared to do it. So this Jesus is King album is fire. I love it. I like every song on it. It's only one song that's on there, and I ain't gonna say I don't like it. It's just silly, which is called Closed on Sunday. But I call it the Chick-fil-A anthem. But this is a good project. I don't see what people are talking about when they refer to this project, because motherfuckers said this project is trash, it's ass, it's garbage, and I don't see that. And the reason I don't see that is because, and I'm not saying they have to feel the same way that I feel about this project. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But I can't accept that they don't like it, because I know it's biased. It's biased. You feel a way about however you feel a way about Kanye, and you letting that shit judge them. You letting that shit come out.
The music is
yes. You're not judging the music off the music. I don't see how anyone can listen to this project and say this project is garbage.
Me either.
I just don't see it.
But I mean, that's probably just like, you know, a few shots in the dark, bro. Like, you know, it's particular people that I'm pretty sure that you gonna get into it about them and what they said during this whole ordeal here. But they like, that's just a few shots in the dark. I'm actually here looking at the computer, and it's 86% of everybody they like this album. And
what you on?
I'm on
Metacritic
Google right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm just on Google. That's where real people reside.
Yeah.
So, you know, like 86% of people actually like the album.
Right.
Me, I actually like the album. Like I said, beyond the bias that we were talking about, because like I said, I feel how I feel about Kanye. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not mad at him for finding Jesus, but to me, it feels very opportune to find Jesus.
I do understand that
very
point.
opportune for a nigga to get a 68 million tax return
Right.
for telling niggas that Jesus is king.
Right.
Right now in an age where
Right.
niggas is starting to move away from whatever white people taught us.
Right.
But with that said, Jesus is King is a good album. Me being raised in church, and like some things were like that people are Christian. I'm glad like not Christianity, bro, as a whole, because like I said, all I know is that God is real, bro. I don't really know about religion.
Right.
But every day that shit gets crazier, it seems clear to me that some people need things like Jesus in their life and shit in order to have some kind of order. You know what I'm saying? So when I say this, I just saying I'm glad that people have grown enough to even accept something like a rap album.
Exactly.
Now, Christians on, you know what I'm saying, the other hand, that may badmouth the album, they out of line because
they'll be the first one to judge me.
People like Christians, they do the same shit that you do. Don't ever think that they at home not doing this. They might not be at home doing this, but they might be at home doing that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that shit ain't no better than this.
Right.
But so with that said, let's get into it, man. I liked, well, you know, Kanye, he's so fucking artistic, bro. So when we talk about like the aesthetics of the album and shit, this nigga released a fucking movie and shit, so he gonna give you the full art of the motherfucker.
That's one thing I like
so
about
there's no need to judge a cover here because he's gonna give you art. Yeah. The cover, even in itself, is artistic, and I like it. It's good, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I had no problem there. The album, sonically, it comes into me like a Kanye album. Like, even though, like, the first song is, like, it's the choir, right?
But it's setting it up.
It sounds like a fucking sample.
Thank you. Like that like everything you saying is hitting the nail on the head, and that's what I'm saying. This is Kanye.
Right.
It's still a Kanye
For anybody
album.
to say that we miss old Kanye, or even on Twitter,
if you say
I just seen somebody say unsaved Kanye was better, and I was like, I don't really see it, because unsaved Kanye had gotten to the point of releasing shit like Yeezus.
Yes. And talk about bleach assholes and shit like that.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and then let's just go to that song for a second. Father, stretch my hands.
Why would
you say he should have saved Ultralight Beam? This nigga should have saved Father, stretch my hands.
Yeah.
And did gospel Jesus is King type shit on there, bro. Because I don't understand why you was talk about bleaching assholes and bleached assholes on a song with that sample on, and it would have been so hard on this album, bro.
That's what I'm saying. And if you pay attention to the interviews, That's why I feel like it's authentic, and I pray that it's authentic. Like, I don't judge people. I let them do what they do and let the chips fall where they fall. Right. He said he's been working towards this.
Yes.
But he just didn't have the confidence and the strength to just go full-fledged until now.
Don't want to turn back on that money.
Right. Because if you do this, you don't know what kind of outcome you gonna get.
Yeah. Niggas could have been done.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? At a certain point in my life, I would have been done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're not releasing secular music no more.
Yeah.
Oh, you on that bullshit. I'm not even
That's what I'm saying, and that's how you know we've grown, bro, because we would have been on that shit like, oh, well, fuck you then, bro. Yeah, you just be somebody we don't listen to no more.
We grown, and a nigga understand everybody, you know what I'm saying, path and walk of life
is different.
It's different, bro. And some people need certain things, and some people they able to get by without it. Some people don't believe in God at all and shit. So I'm not finna look at him like I just can't fuck with it because he's not cussing. Some people don't cuss, bro.
And that thought alone, I didn't even think about him cussing.
Right, but I'm just saying, like even though he does or whatever, which he made clear in the interview, leading up to the
we
show.
ain't perfect,
right? So like and I don't understand why people feel the right to, you know what I'm saying, be so judgmental.
Well, they have the right to feel how they want to feel, but
we're not perfect. None
exactly.
of us are perfect, so I don't feel like anybody has the right to be like, oh, this
right. But this is the point where I feel like, and I kind of seen it with, when I was watching, I ain't gonna say I was watching because I didn't watch it. I seen the clip of Everyday Struggle with Nadeska, Wayno, and Act. Now, this is what I mean by media bias. Now, I've been watching these guys since the inception of this show. When it was Nadeska, Joe, and Act. Then it was Nadeska, Act, and Star. And then Nadeska, Act, Star, and Wayno. Now it's just Nadeska, Act, and Wayno. Like, I've been watching every fucking episode. I know these guys. I see how they talk. I see who they talk about. I see the expressions when they talk about certain people. They have a bias towards Kanye West. Nadeska in particularly. Now, Wayno said the album was trash. I respect Wayno's opinion, but I don't respect his opinion on this project particularly.
I don't respect some of these niggas that got music jobs. They don't be knowing shit about no music, bro. It's just crazy. That's why they be managers, because they don't know shit about music. If they knew anything about music, they'd probably be doing the music, bro.
Right.
Simple as that. Sonically, the Kanye album is old Kanye. Before you delve more into that, I'm gonna finish that point up. Sonically, it sounds like old Kanye.
Yes.
Rap wise, he's not really old Kanye, but
I can explain that. If y'all watch the interviews, which you don't have to, but you get more context, he said he didn't know how to rap for God. And I understand that, because it's like, what do you rap about? Like, how do you so used to this one thing? Because I can even say, for example, for me, like when I rap, you get so caught up in the familiarity of how you do things. That's how you do things. And when you try to do things a different way, sometimes it's not the same, and it can hinder you from not even trying different things.
Well, I see Kanye as that statement as saying that you're going from being what's called a braggadocio, well, once was called a braggadocio rapper, which you rapping about, which is what everybody is now. You rap about what I got, how am I, so how fly am I, how fly is he, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That kind of rap or whatever. He's going from that to having to uplift Jesus in pretty much every statement that he's making, which would also lead me to my next point, that I felt in places that he struggled with that, from being braggadocio and uplifting Jesus.
And I got a specific point where we can talk about that, because you kind of brought it up. It's when he talk about why his Yeezys cost so much, the money that he made and all that. But that's the struggle with coming from doing something for 20 plus years to now trying something different. I'm not gonna say it's fake, it's just he doesn't know how yet.
I believe, yeah, right. See, at first I felt like
you can't just go cold turkey and just stop.
Right. Now I look at it like Jesus is King might just be like the beginning.
Right. Because he said, which I don't believe, but he said the next album's coming to Christmas Day, which is Jesus is Born.
Well, I think that's going to be like a
continuation?
Recording of a Sunday service.
Oh, okay.
Put on album. Gospel people, they do that shit all the time.
Okay,
They'll have a real lit night at church.
I never thought about it. Yeah.
Record the shit. That's how the Potter's House got on.
Right.
With actually selling records and shit.
Okay.
Because the Potter's House used to have a dope ass choir back in the day and shit.
Right.
I don't know what they doing now. But back in the day when I was a kid and used to go to the Potter's House, like back with T.D. Jakes, like he was big, but he wasn't who he is now. Okay, they I remember some nights they'll just like every now and then they'll have a night where you come back to church that night and it ain't nothing but the choir just going hard all night. That's all they want them to do, just singing songs and shit. And TD Jakes might step up, say something, and all this shit is on the album after they cut it. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about that for a little bit. This is a review, but it's all encompassing. We giving you context.
Hell of a show, yeah.
Yeah. Ye said something on the interview that rang home towards to me. I hated church. I'm gonna sit here and tell you right now. I hated church. I did not want to go. I used to hate when my mama come in there and wake me up to go to church. It wasn't fun.
Yeah.
And
I remember my granny asked me one time when I was a child, and I told her I hated that shit.
Yeah. And that doesn't mean I hate God and I don't believe in God. I do believe, but I hate church. It wasn't fun. And in return, when things aren't fun, just like school, you turn your ears off. You turn your brain off. You don't receive the information you're supposed to receive. Exactly. So when I seen this, when he first started this Sunday service shit, I seen it. I was like, okay, that's dope. And then I seen it again. And I seen it again, and it started making me like, damn, I would love to go to one of these things, because it feel like just church, but just praise and worship.
Yeah.
That's the fun
that's
part.
The part that people like.
That's what I'm saying. I always loved when it was time for the choir. Exactly. When the choir's going in, that's when you going in. That's when you really feel the spirit and shit.
Yep.
So when I seen that, I was like, damn, I want to go to this. But going back to the interview, he said that his daughter, Northwest, was like mad at him because, you know, he been doing Sunday service all over the country and shit. And she like, Daddy, I wanna go to church. Like, and he said I don't know how old she is, we'll just say she's 6 or 7. He was like, for a 6 or 7 year old to be like, I want to go to church. When have you ever heard somebody do that?
Yeah.
We didn't want to go to church. I don't want to go to church now as a 32-year-old. But that's on some other shit now. Yeah. But back then, like, I didn't want to go to church. So why do y'all condemn a man for doing this? And because that's what I'm saying. People so biased that they say he doing this because he's making a cult. Now, I do get those similarities because that's why I've been watching it like, is he making a cult? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to make sure, but I don't feel like that. And I hate that us as humans always have a negative thought.
The most negative thing about something first before we think about what could be the positive outcome.
Yes, bro. I did a screenshot. It don't even pertain to this, but it's just niggas always on that negative shit, and I'm like, why? Why? What's wrong with a man saying Jesus is king and accepting Christ? I don't care if he's 40, 50 years old. You can accept Christ at any age.
What I feel like is that whatever makes a person be and act as a healthy person I'm out for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if he feels like that's what he needs to put him on track, I feel like we more wrong for saying anything about him.
Right. Now, just a quick second. I had took this screenshot yesterday. This doesn't pertain to Kanye, but this is what I'm talking about. So, Breakfast Club did an interview yesterday with Byron Allen. If you don't know who Byron Allen is, he's a American businessman. He bought the Weather Channel for $300 million. He's fire. Go look at that interview. But in the comments, this chick is saying, I took everything he said. I just don't understand how he's so pro-black but married outside his race. Don't shoot me. Now, the reason I bring this up is this guy is dropping gem after gem in this fucking interview. But here you go. You heard all that, but you go straight to the negative shit every time. And I don't understand it. It's like people be fishing for something when you don't even have to. Like, I don't get it, and I'm sick of that shit, bro. Like, the world we live in, it really is judgmental, and that's why I fuck with what Obama said the other day about you motherfuckers thinking y'all woke and canceling people and all that. That's fake activism. Y'all ain't no fucking real activists. Y'all ain't out here in the streets making real change. Y'all just sitting on your ass, tweeting and doing all that other bullshit, thinking y'all doing something. Y'all ain't doing a goddamn thing. Back to this Kanye West review.
Oh shit.
What was your favorite songs on the project?
My favorite songs were On God and Use This Gospel. I'm gonna be obvious and say that the bias was my boy Pierre produced them bitches.
Right.
Even like they jammed, and like I'm also take this time to address Nori's comment where he was like, "How do you put clips on a song and the song ain't good?" You ain't hear?
I don't pay attention to Nori because this is another bias.
I just read it.
Okay.
But that's what he said, and I'm like, to me, it all goes to another quote he had in that same interview. The nigga said, "I'm a hater."
Yeah.
That's all it is.
We know it is. Because he's mad at Kanye for going to Zane Lowe instead of doing an interview with him. Because you
not that kind of interview
That's
nigga,
what I'm
bro.
talking about. That's what
You the kind of interview nigga when, well, he on some Jesus shit now, but before he was on the Jesus shit, you probably should have contacted Kanye and just had like, hey, come have a real nigga conversation on Drink Champs, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about it or whatever the fuck you want to get off your chest or whatever. Now that he on this Jesus and that wave is so big, bro. Right. Like I mentioned earlier, nigga got a $68 million. That ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, but the
nigga said the song was trash, bro. And to me, he was out his mind. That's the hardest song on the CD to me, in my opinion. This nigga Kanye and Pierre. Well, Pierre probably already had this beat. Yeah. But it's a fucking beat made out of a fucking door being open, food on a whip.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, my favorite songs was Follow God, Everything We Need featuring Ty Dolla $ign, Water, God Is. Like,
you like the whole
I'm telling you, bro, and I've come to the conclusion that I've been thinking about this. Like, I might start listening to this project when I wake up. Like as soon as I wake. Yes, because when I listen to this project, it puts me like in a mood. I can't explain it, but it puts me in a positive mood. And I feel like this is something you can start your day off. Like if Kanye,
that's why we had Kanye, how anybody's hating because he's like absolutely showing no negativity.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's biasness. If we had Kanye back then, like, who would have known? Maybe we would have thought church was more cooler or something like that. That's my problem that I have. Like, what's wrong with what's wrong with Ye trying to make God cool? Or
ain't nothing wrong with that. It's definitely better than what other niggas be trying to make.
Exactly.
Cool. That's just a touch on what he was saying in the interview and shit or whatever about niggas. You know what I'm saying? We worshiping money, cars, and bitches and shit like that. And then try to teach niggas prison reform and shit.
Yeah.
But you taught them everything to go to prison.
Exactly.
And I don't see nothing wrong with somebody putting something out there that don't have shit to do with selling drugs, that don't have shit to do with how much money you make or whatever. Well, he fell short of glory there.
Right.
But I could see where he's going.
Right.
And it's absolutely a positive direction. I think that Sunday service shit gonna be fire if he do it. It will actually make me. I have very few gospel songs that I really like just because of how I feel about church.
Exactly.
Like we gon' like stand down on that. That I have nothing. I absolutely believe in God, and I absolutely feel like I have my own relationship and speak with the man upstairs all the time, bro. But I do not fuck with church.
Right.
So I don't like church music.
Yeah.
I don't like going to church. I don't like church clothes. I don't like nothing about that shit, bro.
Facts.
But I can listen to Kanye's album,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying.
I actually feel like it's church for niggas like me.
Yes. And like all Marvin Sapp loved the album. Mary loved the album. Freddie Hammond, he was on the like the people that's been doing gospel for years. That's the real gospel niggas. They fucking with this.
You can tell it's genuine love for Jesus. But see, this is the thing that we off album when I say this. This is the thing that made me feel like how I feel or whatever. Kanye been a Christian,
right?
Why are they making it seem as if Kanye is just now becoming a Christian?
Right.
Even he announced that shit like he just became a Christian.
Right. Maybe he didn't feel like he was.
Maybe he felt like he wasn't doing it properly.
Exactly. Or he wasn't full force, this is what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Because just like we said, he's fighting with two options. Even on the project shit, he rapping about God, but then that old Kanye come back talking about some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's us as humans. We're flawed beings. So, all in all, how do you feel about this project?
I like it. I'm not. I feel like Kanye could grow as a gospel rapper in order for me to say
go full.
Classic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like just those little parts where he fell short on the rap and how short the songs were.
That's the only thing I hated about the project. But it was a gift. It's a gift and a curse because I hated that they was short. But because it's short, it makes me listen to it more. Like I can receive it better.
Album.
Yeah.
I think this is like a fusion of Kanye's ideas. You can tell that these songs are short like this,
right? Based
on when he was dropping those 7 for 7.
Yep.
It's the album on it.
I didn't think about that.
He found his. And this is crazy because this is my number, right?
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
He found the perfect number.
Right.
It's the perfect number.
Right.
11, fool. It's like right before 12. Like, you know, like we used to feel like the perfect number for songs on the album might be like 12.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But 12 might be too much.
Yeah. In today's age.
12
I don't want to hear 12 songs from you niggas.
11 songs. 11 songs.
Yeah.
So he used the master number in order to get it done. And they're hella, but I just like the only thing, like I said, the thing about the shortness is it, and I hate this because we ran into this on the summer album. It seems like the songs that go the hardest were the shortest.
Yeah. Like, to be honest, my favorite
He gave us 2 minutes and 32 seconds on Closed on Sunday, but the Jesus is Lord outro is 49 seconds.
And that's what I was finna get to.
Nigga, you could have just let the horns run. You know what I'm saying?
That's really my favorite song, bro. And it's like, I don't know about you, bro, but like I said, when I listen to this when I heard that outro, it does something for me. And me being a musician, I'm thinking about what I would have did to that. Like, the way he had that bitch building up like it's finna, it's gone. It's like, come on, bro. Like, don't do that. He was wrapping that bitch up, bro. That Jesus is Lord outro, bro, that shit fire.
And my only other complaint is, like we was talking about, my nigga could have brought that beat in after his verse on Use This Gospel.
Yeah.
Because that beat is too hard to only let that bitch run for 30 seconds.
Right.
Other than that, I feel like Kanye. For what it is, though, his first gospel album, and it's a total success, bro.
Right.
I would definitely listen to it. If I had to, like, give it a rating, what we gonna rate it out of? How many stars or whatever, let's say?
We can go 4 stars.
4.
I get a...
Is it based on, like, our criteria, though, when we say 4 stars?
Or what?
Like, does 3 mean that this album is
good.
just okay?
No, 3 is good. 2 is meh. 1 is trash, garbage, and 4 is great. Me, personally, I won't say it's great because it's still some stuff that I was wanting that would have made it.
I gotta give it a 3.5.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I would give it.
4,
yes,
like,
but I do love this project. But rating wise, I would give it a 3.5.
There is greatness.
Yes,
like
there's hints in there, but he ain't go all the way there yet.
It's
so
like when Goku went false Super Saiyan. Like,
for y'all Dragon Ball Knights that
Dragon Ball people. It's like when Goku went false Super Saiyan, bro. Like, the first time he went Super Saiyan, like, you know, that's the greatness. You can see that. But when he went false, he still whooped the nigga ass. You could see that was in him. Oh shit. That's the SSG Leo coming up out of me, man.
But so that's how we feel. 3.5. Kanye West, Jesus is King. I think I love the project, me personally.
I actually like Boss's idea, so I'm actually gonna start listening to it, like,
just
when I really start out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that really is a good mood changer.
It might be like the first thing I listen to at work or
right,
something like
because me, when I personally wake up, which we shouldn't do, but the first thing I do when I wake up is grab my phone.
Yeah, off the real.
Grab my phone and go to the social media and see what I missed. Like, you shouldn't do that. I want to start my day out right, in the right mood, because every time I do that, I get into this, I start looking into what these niggas talking about, and it's just like, man. So, I'm trying to start my day off positive. But Jesus is King, 3.5 from the Because the Radio is Trash podcast album review. I think I love the project. I think it's a good project. If you haven't checked it out, at least give it one try. See how you feel. You might like it, you might not. That's your right. But we want to thank y'all for tuning in to this week's podcast. We'll see y'all next week for the real podcast. Mm-hmm. We got some shit that we're gonna talk about because it's always some shit for these niggas to talk about. So we'll see y'all then.
Maybe possibly talk about why these Jesus is King sweatpants are $180.
Yeah, we can talk about that. So
possibly.
Thank y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Our songs of the week this week. My pick is Water off the Jesus is King album. And his pick is Use This Gospel. Featuring the clips.
Lori said was trash. Y'all tell me
Jesus
if it was
is
trash.
King.
But I don't think it's trash.
So,
I might even chop and screw that shit.
So, thank y'all once again. We'll see y'all next week, and we out this thing. Peace.